So normally, newspapers lose their value. Almost immediately their content is consumed. They find their way to butcheries to wrap meat or even homes to light jikos. But as Edward Chweya reports, a local entrepreneur based in Athi River in Machakos County has found purpose with old newspapers, recycling them to make impressive pencils for school children. Here's a story on this week's Made in Kenya.
These heaps of stick-like objects indicate the advanced stages of making pencils from recycled newspapers. This is Momo Pencils, the brainchild of Mahmoud Omari and his partners.
We manufacture eco-friendly pencils made from 100% recycled newspapers. This idea came about in 2017. We had to look at something that we needed to do. So we did our research and realized, yes, it's possible to manufacture pencils from recycled newspaper. All the raw materials that we needed were readily available and they were very cheap. The only thing that we import from outside is the graphite that is used as the lead for writing.
With that in mind, Omari and his partners had all the confidence to try the venture. All they needed were machines and manpower to venture into production.
One of the things is that was to get the right technology, and then once the technology was there, to train ourselves and train our team to come up with a perfect pencil. Then after that, we had to get our products through Kenya Bureau of Standards for certification.
Omari says they have contracted individuals who move from homestead to homestead collecting the old newspapers. Once the newspapers are brought in, manufacturing begins. Anwar Aboud is the factory manager.
When we receive the newspapers, we cut them. The graphite is dipped into a special kind of adhesive or glue. The graphite is then stuck into the middle of the paper. It is rolled by a machine into a cylindrical shape. We have to dry the pencil. Polish the pencils. We'd cut the pencils into a length of about 18.5 to 19 centimeters. We'd film it, sharpening.
Omari says what makes Momo pencils unique and appealing is that they are able to customize them to meet customer taste and preferences, and that their main aim is to conserve the environment by using waste materials rather than trees.
Our pencils also impact and transform these children to be active in environment issues. We have other range of pencils which you call the heritage pencils to symbolize our uniqueness as Kenya. We have pencils that show Kenyan locations, Kenyan identity. We have the cheapest going for 10 shillings and pencils go up to 50 shillings, depending on the range and depending on who we are targeting.
With 25 full-time employees, the venture is able to make up to 1 million pencils a month.
At the moment, we've had to downsize because of the economic situation, which has affected schools opening and closing. There is no pre-qualification for us to give you a job in terms of a skill set. We will train you on how to run the machines. We are also looking at ways to also include other waste paper rather than just newspapers. Huge markets are opening up in DRC, for example, in South Sudan. But it's still slow for us as manufacturers to get in there.
Through this innovation, Momo Pencils has been able to turn this newspaper into these pencils, not only as a way of conserving the environment, but also as a way of providing solutions to the education sector in the country. Indeed, this is not only made in Kenya, but also made for Kenya. Edward Chweya, Made in Kenya, Citizen TV.